Okay, so today I'm heading to the stable. This is going to be the home of Establo Coffee. It's an old stone horses stable. It recently had a horse in there until a few weeks ago, and although I've been and had a look at it, I really have no idea what it needs doing to it to make it workable as a roastery, as an environment to be packaging food and all this sort of stuff. So I'm a little bit nervous because it is a very old building. It's always been used for horses, and although it's not a huge space, it's about 30 to 40 square meters. There could be a lot to do there. There could be a lot of repairing walls, repairing floors. I think the roof's okay. There's going to be a lot of cleaning. So I've been slightly procrastinating over this because I've been afraid of what I might see, but I have to do it now. It's absolutely crucial. If I want to get a roasting machine installed, then I need this space clear. I need the relevant authorities to come and check it, like the environmental health officer and other things which I'm yet to note or remember. But at least today I can go have a look at it, do a little bit of clearing, a little bit of jet washing of the walls, and one of the big things today is an electrician is coming in about an hour, and he's going to check the electricity supply that's currently there and what might need to be done to it. I don't know a huge amount about electricity supply, but from what I've been seeing, a lot of the roasting machines would need a three-phase supply. I know from in our own house that we don't have a three-phase supply because we were talking about that when we installed our car charger. But generally you don't need that for a residential house. But for an industrial use, a commercial use like a roasting machine, it's better if you do have it. So let's go and see. I'll introduce you to the stable and where it is, and I'll show you my commute from our house here, just to welcome you to our little workshop. This sits next to my office, the Establo office, which you can actually see through this window. So this is an old carpenter's workshop. So let's go to the farm and I'll introduce you to the stable and let's see what I need to do. Okay, so I could walk to the stable. It would take about 15 minutes. It's at the other end of the village. We live in a little village called Cottingham, which is basically attached to another village called Middleton. They're both quite small, but they make up a reasonably big village. It's not huge, but it'd take about 10-15 minutes to walk down to Middleton where the stable is. So today I'm going to drive because I'm going to take my jet washer. the other end of the village now, and we're just coming up to the farm here. You can see the gate, the brown gate on the left, and the stable itself is on the left immediately there. Okay, so I'm here now, just walking through the gate, and this is the yard, just through the gate, and then immediately past the gate is the stable itself. So let's have a quick look inside there. So here it is. This is the stable. This is what it currently looks like. Still has the straw on the ground. There was a horse in here 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's gone to one of the other stables. So this one is surplus to requirement. It's great that I get to use it. It does feel a little bit small, I have to admit, but I think for what I need, a roaster in that corner I think can sit quite well, because then it can be ventilated out away from the buildings. Some storage probably down here. A couple of pallets is all I'm going to need at first. What I'm probably going to do is build a little sort of heated pallet storage. So a wooden box here with just a little independent heating system, just to keep the coffee beans at a stable temperature through the winter. It's fine now, we're in June and it's like 18, 20 degrees now. But in the winter, I need to keep this constant. For the person working in here, which is going to be me, it will be a little bit cold, but it's very easy to sit next to a heater during the time you're in here. So I'm not too worried about that. I might insulate the ceiling. It's waterproof, but no real heat insulation. So that's probably another thing we're going to need to do. But the first jobs are to clear out the straw, sweep out completely, brush down the walls, and then jet wash them, and just inspect everything. Just have a look at the stonework, and are there any holes? Are there any gaps for mice and rats? Fill them in, check the floor, and fill in any uneven parts with bricks. It's currently brick, and then I'll know where I am with things. So anyway, this is the before, and hopefully we'll see a big change in here over the next 2 to 3 months. I'd like to have it in a usable state, somewhere I can actually start putting things by September. And the reason for that really is, A, it's just so important to get this space sorted, because without this space, I don't really have anywhere to run the business from. And secondly, it's summer. It's much, much easier to do outside work in this temperature. So having it all tied up, certainly before October, would be good. Also light. In this country, we lose so much light. In the winter, it gets dark at 4 o'clock, so that's really important as well. So I'm excited, a little bit anxious, and just wanted to start getting things done. But very happy that this is the home of Establo. So coming out of the stable, you can see these are the main stables of the farm. There are around 10 horses here, probably, maybe a couple more. This is called the tack room. It's where rugs, saddles, and all horse-related paraphernalia sit. It's sort of a little office. And then, so this potentially could be relocated. It could have a little office in here. And then this could potentially be the upsize. Obviously you can see, hello, there's a horse in here at the moment. This could be a really good upsize. It's like a double stable. And I could see this being a really nice space for a roastery and a cupping room and a storage area. But for now, we're leaving it just because it's bigger and thought there'd be a lot more to do. I'm gonna try and rescue this little swallow. Okay, swallow rescued. I'll continue the tour. So it's a beautiful place. So I said my auntie lives here, has been here most of her life, training horses for eventing. This is her house. This is an old Morris Minor. A kitchen, little garden, and then out to some fields this way. So it's not a bad place to come to work. It's right on the edge of the village, and it's like a sort of little oasis. Lots of peacocks. My auntie's got a thing for peacocks. And you can see my auntie down there. Actually, there she is. So it's pretty cool. I really want to make this work as a location, not just because it's low rent, but because it's in such a nice place. It gives me the opportunity to work alongside my auntie, and it's just very convenient. But I am ready for a shock in terms of cost. I don't want it, but it might happen. So I think a view on the electrics for the start would be quite good, just to see what's going on there. Then at least that's going to be one of the biggest costs. Another thing I noticed here actually, when we last came here, it does have pretty tall ceilings, this stable. And I quite like the idea of having a mezzanine structure, like a sort of second floor level for maybe a third of the room, which just has a ladder access, and we can take carryable stuff up there to store. I mean, even having a little desk up there would be very, very cool, out the way, and just feels quite fun. It means that most of the stable can then be used for storage. So yeah, I feel it. This is the home of the roastery now. So let's just make it look a bit more like that. So I'm back again today and just reviewing what I did yesterday. So it actually doesn't look like I did a lot, but it took me the whole day. So I did remove the straw, and now that has revealed the floor. So we can see that it's mostly brick with a few lines of concrete. A bit of the brick is sort of sunk into the ground, so I'm having to come up with a solution to fill that and make it even. At the back there's concrete, and then these bricks are a little bit more even. And there's loads of dust on the floor because I was pulling all the dust from the top of the wall, between the wall and the roof. There was like a layer 5 centimeters thick. So I've got to continue round the top of the wall today. It's a horribly dusty job. Got my dust mask. You literally couldn't do it without a dust mask. So I want to get that out of the way and then sweep all the dust off the floor and then go on to jet washing. And then I've got a clean slate to know what to do next. I've been looking at some ideas for how to stabilize the floor and level it. I don't want it to be perfect. I just want it to be functional. I want it to look authentic. So let's see what we can come up with. So this is after day 2. It doesn't honestly look that different, but I have done a hell of a lot of work. I removed all the straw from the floor, and then there was a lot of sort of impacted dust and old who knows what under there from years and years and years. And I moved a lot of dust from the top of the walls, which had to come back down onto the floor, so I had to clean all of that up as well. Super, super dusty. I did also have the electrician come round, and he had a look at the meter cupboard, which the farm currently has, and immediately he told me that it didn't have what we needed. It has a single phase supply, and I can work with a single phase supply with a couple of the roasting machines, but for the one I want to use, it will mean the machine is less efficient. It's not working to its capacity, and really one of the main features of the machine is that it's very efficient, energy efficient. So obviously you have to weigh up the cost against the long-term use of the machine, the cost of actually doing the upgrade to the electricity supply. The good news is the actual supply through the village goes directly outside the farm. It's literally a metre outside the outer wall of this building. And luckily the electrician is local, he lives down the road. He knew that, so he said, okay, it can be very expensive to get a 3-phase supply installed, but because it's so close, you're literally bringing that cost to its minimum level. So still not going to be cheap. I have in my mind £2,000. I hope it's not more than that. And if I do a little bit of digging outside to allow the cable to go into the building and do a hole through the wall, then hopefully I can bring that cost down more. But another consideration is that if we're doing a hole through the wall, a hole through the floor to get the supply in, there's no point doing a lot of work on the floor until that's actually in, and then it can be incorporated neatly into the new floor. So yeah, there's a lot of work. I haven't really even thought about the walls yet, although they're in relatively good condition, and the ceiling is full of cobwebs, but it's in pretty good condition. So I'm encouraged. It's easy to feel anxious when you look at something like this and feel overwhelmed. Anxious for the cost, overwhelmed for the amount of work. But it's a journey. I've got to treat it as fun and part of the experience, and it will be satisfying seeing everything together. So day 2 done.